Hey y'all, Chevman 1977 on YouTube. Here, any music that you hear in the background of this, I do not have the rights to. You just happen to hear it because it's good music getting bumped. Anyway, we're here for another episode of Does It Hold Up? Records edition. I will be doing other Does It Hold Up stuff. And what I like to do is I like to take old things or older things and see if they hold up in this day and age. So today we're doing three artists. The very first one we're going to be doing today is Denise Lasalle. Second one's going to be Johnnie Taylor. Third one's going to be Richard Dimple Fields. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit, or not change it up, but kind of add my own little flair to it, which other people have this flair, but I'm calling it my own today. So what I'm going to do is on two of my artists, I'm going to give you a little background on these two artists. I'm not going to bring it all the way to today because most of the people that I will be doing on Does It Hold Up are artists that I love or artists that I listen to a whole lot. So I'd like to give some background on my artists that I know and love. And if I can give you some background on some stuff that maybe I'm not necessarily into, but part of my collection, I'll do that too. So today, we have Denise Lasalle. Name of this album is Hittin' Where It Hurts. Came out on Malaco Records, 1988. 9 songs on this album, 4 on side 1, 5 on side 2. First song on side 1 is Don't Cry No More. Second song is Write This One Off as a Loss. Caught in Your Own Mess. Bring It On Home to Me is the last song on that album. Most of these songs are around 5 minutes. Perfect for kicking back, cleaning, just doing whatever you're doing while you're listening to your records. Perfect. Side 2 is E.T., like the movie, but it's spelled E-E-E-T-E-E. And if you can't do me right, she says, if you can't do me right, then don't do me at all. But the name of the song is If You Can't Do Me Right, then don't. Yeah. Anyway, Seesaw, You Gotta Pay to Play, and I Forgot to Remember. All right. So let's get down to business. Does Denise Lasalle Hittin' Where It Hurts hold up? Look at her and look at the flavor that woman has and ask me, does it hold up in my book? Because if you've looked at any of these, you'll see, you'll know when they're flavorful like that, they hold up. Yes, Denise Lasalle, Hittin' Where It Hurts, yes, it does hold up, and I'm going to tell you why it holds up. E.T., that song E.T., she says if he looks like E.T. and he's good to me, I can handle it. But she has a lot of good advice to give when you come from maybe not the perfect love background and everything hasn't been all hunky-dory and you may have not found the right man or the right woman or the right mixture of both, if that's what you're into. But she gives you some advice on how to keep your head on straight and do what you got to do. So yes, Denise Lasalle, Hittin' Where It Hurts, holds up in my book. Now let's move on to a little bit of Denise Lasalle's background. Okay, so Denise Lasalle, which is her stage name, Her real name is Ora D. Allen. She was born July of 1934, died January of 2018. She's from LaFleur County, Mississippi. What up, Mississippi? What up, my loved ones in Mississippi? From a city, well, right outside of a city called Sidon. It's either Sidon or Sidon, Mississippi. But the name of the little area that she was born in is called the Island. Okay. After the death of Coco Taylor, she was regarded as the queen of the blues, and that is a actual perfect name for her because she really was. She kicked major ass when it comes to the blues. She was married to a disc jockey. That was her last marriage. His name was Super Wolf. When she was a young kid, her family were sharecroppers, and she picked cotton. She moved to Chicago when she got a little bit earlier with her older brother, where her career began with Chess Records. 1967, she recorded, I don't know if it's, I think it's that album, LaSalle, recorded the album LaSalle. Yeah, and the single on that album was called Love Reputation. Which was like a regional hit. You know, of course it was a little regional hit down south. Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, you know, wherever there's a conglomerate of black people that love the blues, it was a hit, but it never really made it into the charts or anything. And she had a little bit of a lull until 1971, where she came out with Trapped by a Thing Called Love. If you know Southern Soul Blues, you know that song, Trapped by Love, or Trapped by a Thing Called Love. And we're just going to cut it off right there because I have so much Denise Lasalle. So what I'll do on my next Does It Holds Up, I'll start from 71 and just kind of move into the later years, because Denise Lasalle was recording and putting music out all the way up into her death. I think her last song that really popped and hit was Mississippi Woman, and she died in 2018, and I think that came out sometime in between 14 and 17, and she was out there. But one thing I just want to make sure that I note is she always regarded herself as a songwriter first and a singer second. So let's move on. Let's move on. If you, I know the light is kind of blocking that, but if you know Does It Hold Up, you know who that guy is. Okay, Johnnie Taylor. Lover Boy. Now, this came out on Malico Records. It came out in 1987. This one has 10 songs. This album has 10 songs on it. Side 1, Don't Make Me Late, Lover Boy, Lately, You Can't Win, and Something Is Going Wrong. Side 2, which is the absolute best song on this entire album, But If I Lose Your Love, Girl of My Dreams, Nothing Like a Lady, Happy Time, and Universal Lady. Now, around the 80s, okay, a lot of artists, whether it was country, whether it was rock, whether it was blues, whether it was soul music, was going with this Caribbean vibe in the background. And it just had a Caribbean vibe, that those mid to late 80s for a couple years there, and a few years there. And it made for a very good laid back good feeling album. The question is, does Johnnie Taylor hold up? And, well, does Johnnie Taylor Loverboy hold up? Yes, Johnnie Taylor Loverboy does hold up. Here again, slick, smooth, had the little Jerry curl, rocking the suit, got the gold, got his rings, the $1 million smile, okay? Yes, it does hold up. Johnnie Taylor Loverboy does hold up. Any ones that I hold up, I'd recommend you try. You can try them for free. All this stuff is on YouTube. I like to get the records. I literally just ordered these records off of eBay. I wish I could tell the seller because they're actually reasonably priced. Of course, these are not collector's items, okay? But I don't care about collector's items. I care about listening to it. Is it listenable? Yes, it's listenable. And does it hold up? Absolutely, yes. Johnnie Taylor Loverboy does hold up. Okay. Now, let's move on to our little background. Okay, so Johnnie Taylor is what you would call an enigma in music. He, in my eyes and a lot of different other people's eyes, he's the most underrated, versatile recording artist of all time. Yes, I say that. All time, yes. And notice I said versatile. Okay? He was born May 5th, 1938. He was raised up near Memphis, Tennessee. Well, West Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to all my Memphis folks. Got a cousin that lived up there for a while. Beautiful area. Junior Parker, the legendary blues man, was his neighbor. He started his career in the early 50s as a member of the Five Echoes out of Chicago. He had a short stint as a preacher after that stint with the Five Echoes. He was recruited by Sam Cooke on Sam Cooke's Star Records as a pop attraction. Shortly after that, he took Sam Cooke's spot with the Soul Stirrers in 57. And shortly after that, after he maybe recorded a couple of small little things that, got him kind of noticed and notable, Sam Cooke had a tragic death. And after that, Johnnie Taylor's career bogged down from about 57, 58, maybe 59, until 1966. And from 1966, his career has been great. If you know anything about soul, Southern soul blues, you know Johnnie Taylor. He's dead. He died May 31st of 2000. But if you know anybody who knows anything about blues, Johnnie Taylor is not gone. He's still around. He's still getting listened to every day. And like I said, the artists that I have so much of and that I will be doing the different albums on, I'm just going to take it like halfway and then just give you more information as the more albums come out. So it looks like we ended with 66 with Johnnie Taylor. It's 2024, so we got a lot more to go. But does Johnnie Taylor Loverboy, released in 1987 on Malaco Records, does it hold up? It sure does. Now, moving along. So this guy right here, Richard Dimples Fields. The name of this album is Tell It Like It Is. His little nickname is the Love Messenger. This album was released in 1987 on CBS Records. Manufactured by Columbia Records. It looks like there's another little company, but I can't see what that says. I'm getting old, guys, and I don't have my glasses on. But let's move on. Let's move it along. Okay, side one, Tell It Like It Is, which is a special tribute to Aaron Neville. And it's a great song. He really held the line with keeping it true to the way that Aaron Neville and the Neville brothers came out with that song. He did it soulful, high pitch, just like Aaron Neville. You're Everything I Want in a Woman, Hooked on Lovin', Stand Up on It, Never Gonna Let the Sweet Get Sour. And that's a duet with Margot Thunder of 9.9. I don't know who that is. But I'll be looking her up to see what the deal is. Side two, you have Dog or Hog. I Won't Rush You. I Can't Live With or Without You. And Do You Belong to the Dope Man? Okay. Now, does this album hold up? For me personally, this is going to be a two-parted one. For me personally, this album holds up for me. Now, would I recommend this entire album for your novice just wanting some really good type soul type music? No. But if you've been down the soul road and you know and understand soul music, it does hold up. But for somebody to spend money on this album, or to even spend your time listening to the entire album, I'm gonna say it doesn't hold up. But for me personally, it does hold up, because I have a sentimental attachment to this album. I have this uncle named Curtis, my mom's younger brother. He was literally the coolest man that I ever met as a kid. And what I mean by cool is he always wore the coolest clothes. He always had the coolest cars for our family, and especially where we come from, because like Denise Lasalle, I come from Farm Haven, Mississippi. What up, Farm Haven? Virgin Mary Road, Highway 16, Madison County, Mississippi. And I come from sharecroppers. My granddad, both of my granddads were sharecroppers and puckwood cutters and doing everything they need to do to get by. So anyway, coming from where we come from, when you have a guy like my Uncle Curtis who just made it out and started his own business and did what he had to do, it was cool. So anyway, moving on. If you see how cool this guy's outfit is, that's how my uncle used to dress. And when he'd go out to the club, he would be slicked down just like that. And you always seen him. He always had him a couple girls. And so anyway, this was one of his songs or albums that he liked and that he listened to. So naturally I picked it up because I wanted to be like him, and it's just part of my whole lore and everything. So anyway, we'll move on. Now, I want to thank you guys who have taken the time to spend some time with me and my favorite beverage here and listen to me. Keep coming back, keep recommending if you got any bit of information, or if any of the artists that I put on here, if they bring you any kind of joy to any part of your day, especially with the way that the world is going right now. Let people know to tune in and check me out and subscribe and do all that fun stuff and keep checking back with me. Sometimes I'll throw you a curveball and you're like, whoa, wait, what is this about? Like, this is deep old school country right here. Or this is heavy metal rock. Or this is punk rock. Or this is new wave or whatever. I'll throw some curveballs and I'm going to put some crazy stuff on here. So, thank you. Appreciate your time. And have a wonderful morning, day, evening, night, whatever it is. Thank you. Chefman 7077 signing out.